and a pretty good lineup of tech devices at their store. Thank you. So, following up next, we have Team Codemasters up next for the performance, and we will wait for a moment and set up their technical devices. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, next up we have Team Codemasters from Sahira College, Colombo. The platform is yours to showcase your innovative ideas. Let's give a round of applause to Team Codemasters. Alright, we are ready for the pitching session and your time starts now. Good luck.
What if a smallest health change today in your body could warn you about a big disease tomorrow, but you didn't notice it? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Amar Ghani from Team Codemasters, and this is Medilife, an AI-powered system that helps people understand their symptoms and guides them towards the right care. Here's the thing. Healthcare today is like a puzzle with missing pieces. People often notice symptoms, but they don't always know what it really means. Now, we all know that one person who found out about a disease too late because the initial symptoms were small. Think of diseases like cancers where the initial symptoms are small but they start growing over the time and become very serious. Now let's be honest, people always don't want to share their health changes. Some feel shy, some feel scared, or some may just even think maybe it's nothing. But silence delays health, and delayed health makes the problem worse. And even when someone is ready to act, the real problem is, who's the right doctor for me? You may start asking friends, soaring through lists, and still end up unsure if you're at the right place. And resources are scattered everywhere. One app for symptoms, another one for hospitals, another one for doctors. Imagine being sick and having to jump between multiple labs just to know what's wrong and who to see. It's confusing, it's tiring, and it's broken. These are the real problems. Small signs ignored, people hesitating to speak up, finding the right doctors, and resources being scattered everywhere. And this is exactly why what these bills matters. To talk about how Medilife addresses all of these, I would like to hand over to my teammate, Rihan Rizwan.
Okay, Amma showed the reality what millions of people face every single day. When we heard those stories, we asked ourselves one simple but yet powerful question. What if we could make healthcare more simpler, smarter and human? And that's when Medilife was born. Many of the dangerous diseases don't start aloud. People ignore them. Why? Because they don't want to pay for medical checkups or just go around ask people and get the wrong advice. But with Medilife right in their hand, they can check their even small changes in their body, and that simple access makes people act sooner. And that's how silent risk gets caught early. And then we thought, why should anyone go guessing for which doctor they have to consult, waste time on that? With Medilife, it directly points you to the right specialist and the nearest hospital based on their condition and your location. And we know that people feel hesitant to talk about their health with others. But with Medilife, they don't need to say any word to anyone. They could check their symptoms simply, privately and safely. And one more thing, we aren't just building a technology, we are building impact. Our Medilife aligns with 4 UN Sustainable Goals. So Medilife isn't just another app. It's an impact, and it's a bridge between people and care, humanity and technology, and most importantly, today and a healthier tomorrow. With that, I will hand over to Amma to show how Medilife actually works.
Right. So initially when registering the user to our application, we collect basic information, and with that we collect the user's existing diseases and allergies to personalize our application towards the user. Let me move through our main feature of application, which is a symptom analyzer. Let's enter something like I have a headache, and let's try what our application tells us. It immediately processes the symptom and gives us a structured response. Now it has given me 3 possible symptoms along with the type of disease, the likelihood it may occur. Not only this, we have a detailed review such as reasoning based on the symptoms provided, why this symptom may have this disease is recommended, and the preventive advice the user could take, the type of doctor the user has to visit, the doctor is nearest to the user based on the user's live location. And let's try something different. Let's say I have a bleeding here. Now, this kind of situation might not be normal. It's kind of serious. So let's see what our application tells us. It says critical urgency detected. It tells the user to call ambulance or find a hospital nearby. It also gives recommendations. It gives reasoning, preventive advice, recommend a specialist, and everything. And let's move to our services page, which we have additional features to the user like seasonal health tips, because we don't just limit to symptoms, we just go beyond that. Seasonal health tips, hospitals near me, spreading diseases alert based on the current country situation, emergency numbers, and we don't limit it to just English. We have our application in Sinhala and Tamil as well. Also, for elderly people, we have a voice feature, which our application can use voice to prompt directly, and then we see the SOS button over here. For now, we have mapped it to ambulance. In future, we plan to connect family members. Like when you press it, it alerts the family members. Also, we have a symptom history feature also to record the user's symptoms and provide more better details next time. Okay, so talking about the future plans of our application, first, we plan to integrate with e-channeling platforms to enable direct doctor booking. Next, we plan to launch on Play Store and App Store both to make it available for a large number of audience. Then, we will display doctor reviews and ratings based on patient feedback, so it will provide helpful insights. Then, we also aim to enable telecommunication and chat with doctors, so users can contact healthcare professionals from anywhere, anytime. Then when we look at the technology stack behind our application, for the front end we use React along with HTML, CSS and JavaScript. For the back end, we have chosen Node.js and MySQL. Then we also use Google Places API to fetch nearby locations, hospitals and clinics. Then our app is a mobile-ready application. It is optimized for seamless experience on any device. Now I would hand over to Rihan to talk about the business aspect. Okay, so this is our business revenue and revenue model. So we estimate about one-time costing for core infrastructure and initial deployment around 157,000, and then for total yearly cost we have estimated around 525,000. And based on the user adoption model, we estimate about 1.5 million rupees as annual revenue, which puts us at a profit margin of 150%. But to achieve these numbers, we give users 3 tier plans. The free plan with basic symptom analysis and health tracking, which we assume for about 60% of the users. And then the pro plan with unlimited analysis, more advanced accuracy, for only 49 rupees a month, which we assume for about 30% of the users. And finally, the Pro Plus plan with more direct doctor bookings and family sharing, for only 99 rupees a month, we estimate for about 10% of the users. So Medilife isn't just is a sustainable engine built for real impact on personal healthcare. No more guessing, no more delays. Medilife, your health simplified.
Thank you, team. So now Q&A session starts. Judges, feel free to ask questions from team.
Hi Jim. So I have a few questions. Since this is related to healthcare, so how do you going to get the approvals from the health ministry or the authorities? Do you have a plan for that?
Since we have a few family doctors who we got an idea before developing this application, like once we are ready to implement this in real life, we can go through them and get this approvals.
Yeah, it's a must. Since it belongs to the health, it's a critical. You should take action for that. And apart from that, few more things. You said that patients are shy to tell their symptoms and stuff, and you are getting their symptoms through your app. So how is your security? So you are getting the personal information and also their health condition. So it's a critical concern they have. So how you are going to secure their
Regarding symptoms, it's a really valuable data for us. Like we have to secure it. Like first we are using 256 encryption and saving it by encryption to SQL database. So even if the database gets leaked, it all are encrypted. And when a specific encryption comes back to the device, it encrypts using a local user encryption key, and then it's verified, and then only the symptom will load into the device, or else it will simply quit and won't do. And before we implement or like publish, we plan to, in our budget we had put 500,000, so basically around 200,000 of it is to go for security analysis.
And one last question, like you demonstrate like bleeding ear and severe condition. So if will a patient do type their bleeding ear or snake bite and wait for what should I do? So will a patient do like that at the critical condition?
For example, we can say, let's say my friend gets bleeding and I see it, and sometimes when we play in the ground or something, a friend gets injured and we say, it's normal, Masang, so you can leave it now. So what I can do in that kind of scenario is, if my friend is injured, I can take my nebulizer, I can put it, my friend is bleeding, so it gives me this, so I can get it. Not something normal, it's serious, gotta consult the doctor immediately. So in our future plans, we plan to integrate each other like that. So we can do something like the user gets immediate connection to doctors online through our application.
On the way that you type your symptoms. Now let's say I have a rash in my hand. So rather than typing it in detail, I would prefer to take a photo of that and upload it. Do you have that feature in your application?
That's a good suggestion. Like last time during semi-finals, we didn't have a voice feature application, but later we included it. We developed it voice application. So I think it's a good suggestion. Like we can work on that too.
Last question. Now, when it comes to your data, like how do you configure those things? Like for this particular symptom, these are the doctors. How do you configure that?
Like for now, it's using, like let's say an internet website. When we are going to book an appointment, we will ask the type of specialist. So when we are integrating with internet platform, under a specific type of specialist, we have a list of doctors' names according to the review. So what we can do is, when our AI gives us the specialist name, we can proceed through the each link website integration and get the doctors which have the highest rating and give it to the user.
Does that check the preference of the user or just listing out the existing doctor?
Currently, maps like it takes the user's live location, and based on the live location, it configures the doctor nearby.
Thank you. Yeah, you have done a good job. One suggestion, with your example, when you get a bleeding ear, of calling the ambulance or the doctor, why don't you integrate the first aid part? First thing what you need to do when you have a bleeding ear or heart.
Yeah, I showed it, like when we expand the div under preventive advice, it shows what the user has to do, like to avoid it next time and how to control it until it's resolved under preventive advice part. There's part for reasoning, and under that we have preventive advice.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I have a question. Here you mentioned you are going to integrate AI, right? Yeah. How you are going to integrate it, and is there any specific scenario you are going to develop a module for it? Second question, How to validate it?
First thing is we are planning to use Google's MedFarm 2.0 API, which is specifically made for medical things. And according to the research we've done, an accuracy given by a physician is rated 83%, and Google's MedFarm API is rated 86%. And if we are going to more like if we are increasing our budget, we can go to Claude API, which is accurate more than 90%. So according to the research, thirty sources tell that Google's MedFarm is more accurate than a doctor. Now we are not planning to replace a doctor. Our solution is like we are making the user connect a doctor. Like let's say our parents, when they have some sickness, like if we have a sickness, they try to take us to doctor immediately. But when they have a sickness, they try to put it down. They tell it's nothing. They know their family situation and they cover it up. So in that kind of scenario, they can use our application and browse for their symptom and see if it's really serious, if they really need the doctor. So our plan is not to remove the doctor from the system, it's to make the users connect to the doctor easily, like to give more reasoning.
Time's up for the quick Q&A session. Judges, do you have any further questions from the team? Okay. Thank you, judges, and thank you, team Codemasters, for presenting an innovative idea about an app focused on early detection of silent health risks. Thank you, team.